Crafters. In tonight's video, we're going to create a Valentine card using the Endless Love photopolymer stamp set and dies. And the technique we're going to be using is the Stadium Waves Fun Fold card. For the card base, we're going to be using the lightest pink found in the Love Story two-tone cardstock. For the background paper, we're going to be using the Made with Love Designer Series paper. Hi, I'm Joan and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Oh, before we do that, I want to tell you about a promotion we have going on right now. Our first promotion is bonus days. Shop and earn $5 for every $50 you spend from January 6th to February 2nd. There's no limit to how many coupons you can earn. Make sure to use a valid email address when completing your purchase because after placing your order, the coupon code or codes will be mailed to you. Save those emails or write them down so you can redeem your coupons from February 3rd to the 28th. Use as many coupon codes as you want during checkout and make sure to use them all before February is over. Products of the Month. If you love exclusive products, you're going to love Products of the Month. It's a new promotion centered around a special product released every month. The Product of the Month items are specially designed to be some of the best items Stampin' Up! Has to offer that aren't available in any of our catalogs or online exclusives. Every month we'll release a new item that's only available for purchase once per account. These items will be limited quantity and are likely to sell out quickly. Once they're sold out, they'll be gone for good. Here's that Endless Love pop-up Stadium Wave card we're going to make today. And I have a belly band on there because it's thick and it wants to pop open. So I put the belly band on so we can have it closed. So let's take a look on the inside. Here's the wave, and I reversed how the wave comes in. Normally you would have it pop up from this side and go down this way. Then we put the Happy Valentine's Day in there. The idea is so you can set it up like this and have it displayed. I have stamped XO on each of these hearts. And what we used for this is our Endless Love photopolymer stamp set and our Endless Love dies. And the dies we used were this one, and this one. I think that was it for the dies. And then for the stamps, we used the Happy Valentine's Day, and then this big XO, and then this heart right here. And then for our paper, we used the Made with Love Designer Series paper, and let me get this out for you so you can see this. This was done with an embossing folder, and then I used a brayer to get the ink on there. Here's our paper, and it's double-sided, which I like. This is what we put on the inside of the card. And then for our card base, we use the pink from the Love Story, and it has two folds. So the inside of the card is using the darker shade than the outside. We'll get started here, and we're going to need to emboss this piece here. This is cut at 5 3/4 and 5 3/4, and that would be 14.6 centimeters by 14.6 centimeters. Let me bring in our cut and emboss machine. And for this, we're going to need this plate here. we're going to use this sandwich, and it's the number 1 plate. That's this one right here, and the number 4 plate right here. And here's our paper we're going to put down. And I need to find my embossing folders. Here's our Heart of Love 3D embossing folder we're going to use. And let me just get this on here. We are going to put it in here and center it so that the hearts come out the right perspective. And we're going to want to put this fold in first. Whenever you're doing an embossing folder, you want to use the fold in first. Then we're going to just crank this out. Before I put this away, I am going to take 2 pieces of our designer series paper. Oh, we should have cut this. So this, we want it cut at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And let me get that, and we'll come back up here again. So it's the same dimensions as we had before, 14.6 centimeters, 5 3/4. And 5 3/4. And we need 2 of these, and I should have did it the one side all at the same time, but we'll have to do them separately. And as long as we have this out, we will cut our paper here. And this is our pink cardstock from the Love Story Designer Series paper. It's 2-sided, and it has a different shade on each side. So this is the same paper, and that's the reverse side of it. And we need this to be 6 inches. 6 inches is 15.3 centimeters, and that's already been cut. And then we want it to be 12 inches, which would be 30.5 centimeters. And then we're going to score it at 6 inches. And that's going to be 15.3 centimeters. Okay. And then we can fold and burnish this. Okay. And then I'm going to bring back that cut and emboss machine, because we need to die cut a few things yet. And we're going to bring in our sandwich this way. Number 1 plate, a number 2 plate, and 2 number 3 plates. So here's the number 2 plate. Here's a number 3 plate that's been etched. And let me get our dies. So we need to cut one of these with the smaller of those hearts. And there we got that. And I went ahead and cut all the other rainbow colors, so we don't have to do that. So we can put this heart away. And then we needed to die cut for this and this, and I've already did that for us, so we can put that away then. I think we're done with this machine now. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back here, because we want to color the top of that with red ink. And let me get this out. I could use it on this without this paper, but I don't want to get ink on the board and then have to go and wipe it down, so we're going to bring the paper in. And we're going to use our Real Red, and then we're going to just roll it, and we want to roll it on here. Just turn this a little bit here at this corner. are good. We'll let that dry. And I'm going to stop right now and go wash off the brayer. Okay, I'm back. Next we want to stamp the XO onto this heart. And we'll use our Real Red for that. And let me get our stamp pad out here. And as you noticed, I'm moving my stamp around the stamp pad, so I'm not always going right in the center. There, that one's done. And then we're going to need the pumpkin pie next. And I've already stamped the pumpkin pie. And here's our Daffodil Delight, our Blueberry Bushel, our Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape, and our Blackberry Bliss. Let me just show you that real quick here. So these are the colors we used. Okay, and we'll let those dry. And let me get this stamped off real quick. And then I'm going to bring in our Stampin' Scrub. And we're going to use our mist on here. And we'll put it on this side right here. There's a raindrop in there. And there's a sunbeam on this side. So this is the wet side and this is the dry side. Yep, that's clean. Then we've got this we need to stamp yet, these two pieces. And this is going to be the Happy Valentine's Day in our Real Red. So let me get that open again. Scrub that one too after we get this done being stamped. And these are the hearts that we are going to use. Bring in our scrubber again. I should mention that when I cut these out, I used a piece that was cut at 4 inches by 6.5 inches or 10.2 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. And then this one, we want to cut this little ring off from here. So let me bring in my snips and we'll just cut that off. I'm just going to follow the heart around like fussy cut. Move the paper and not the scissors. I think that's all we need to stamp now. We should be done with that. What we're going to do next is we're going to cut out these pieces here. That's the mechanism that does the stadium fold. So let's bring our trimmer back in. And this trimmer, we've got 2 blades on there. This is our scoring blade and this is our trimming blade. And we'll be using the trimming blade. And we need to cut the paper at 10 inches. And then we need to score it at 4 inches. And 4 inches is right here, and we're going to score all of this. Then we need to score it again at 8 inches. And 4 inches would have been 10.2 centimeters. And this 8 inches was 20.3 centimeters. Then we need to go at 8 3/4 inches. And that is 22.2 centimeters. And then once more at 9.5 inches. And that's going to be 24.1 centimeters. Then we're going to cut it at 1 inch. And 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters. And then we cut again at 1 inch. We cut all that up, but I've already gotten those already cut off for us, so we don't have to do that right here. And I've got them already folded, so I'll show you how to do the folds on these. So we want to take the first fold, that's at 4 inches or 10.2 centimeters, and we want to make a mountain fold. And I'm not going to do that yet because it might need to adjust it a little bit once we get this all assembled. And then the next fold is at 8 inches, which is 20.3 centimeters. And that's another mountain fold. And that we will furnish. That gives us a nice crisp edge there. And then the next one we need to do a valley fold. And that's the one that's at 8 3/4 inches. And then the last one, then another mountain. The last one was 9 1/2 inches at 24.1 centimeters. Then we're going to take this. They all should look like this when you get it all done. So then we're going to put glue on this piece here. Let me get my glue gun out. We're going to be using this Tombow liquid glue, and that's what we have in our catalog. Only I have it in this glue gun here. It's my Sweet Petunia, because I'm not able to squeeze these bottles. I have arthritis in my knuckles, and it's hard for me to squeeze, but this will allow me to do it. And I like how this works because you see how fine a line that is? That's great for when you have really tiny things that you need to glue. And we're going to just put this right here like that. And then let's put that in half. And then we'll see how this needs to be adjusted just a little bit there. That works better that way. Then we've got all of these here. They all look the same. Then we're going to take all of these and we're going to glue them together. And I'm going to use this board to measure with. So I'm going to set it on this line here. Here's my dark line. And then they've got the dash line. That is 1/2 inch. And then we're going to put this next piece on there. And we're going to glue it at that 1/2 inch point. And we want to make sure that we've got all of these with the fold on the very top. So we're going to glue this. And we'll line that up right there. And make sure we got that lined up down here. And I want to make sure it's even there. There. And I'm burnishing it with my finger there. Then we're going to do the next one. So I'm going to move that over here. Do the same thing. And we're going to keep doing that until we're all done. And I'm going to speed up the camera for you guys so it won't take as long for you. It'll just take me a couple minutes to do it on my part. Oh, before I go, I want to tell you, I've seen other people do this, and they've done theirs going from right to left, only then the flowers would have been up here and going down, graduating down this way on the stadium. And I wanted the stadium to go this way. So that's why I put it from left to right rather than right to left. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Then we'll finish up our card base. We're going to put this on the inside of the card. And we're going to have the flowers going this way. Bring in our silicone mat again. And we're going to leave 1/8 inch for a border on all 4 sides. And that's going to be about 0.3 centimeters. I'll take my bone folder and just get out any glue bubbles. And then we'll do the second side. And again, that's going to be 0.3 centimeters or 1/8 inch. And I want to line it up here and down here. The inside of the card is prepared. And let's do the front of the card. It's a lot easier doing this now than later. once we have the mechanism inside. It's a little bit too bulky to be trying to glue this on, and we're going to use our tear and tape. I could use glue, but because of the 3D effect, I want to make sure that I'm getting all the adhesive down properly. And just burnish that with my finger. And burnish that. I know this is tear and tape, but my fingers don't work right, so I use the scissors instead. And then we'll put a little bit in the middle here, just to hold that in place, because we have a belly band that's going to go on there, and I don't want it to peel off. And I've got this just hanging over the edge here, so I'm going to just pull that paper off and then fold it over. If I can get it with my fingernails. And I'll fold that over so it won't be sticking out later on and grabbing something by mistake. You could also use your take your pick tool, and I think I'm going to grab it for these other two pieces. Almost did better with my fingernails, didn't I? And let's make sure we got this going in the right directions. And we're going to put this on at 1/8 of an inch for a border around on all four sides. That'll be 0.3 centimeters. Alright, so then we have to put our mechanism in here. And what we want to do is we want to glue this down on this side, and we'll glue it right about there. So let me get this back here. And we're going to put all kinds of glue on this. Just on that first mechanism there. I'm lifting it up so I'm not going off there. And then we want to make sure we've got that right on the edge of the paper there. So I'm leaving that 1/8 of an inch. I believe that's what I did on the other one. That seemed to work great. Okay, then we're going to put glue on this piece here. And then we're just going to fold this up. And I'm just burnishing it with my fingers. Do it this side too. Then we have to put our heart inside here. And we're going to do it right here. We could have put that on before we put the mechanism on. That would make it easier to line it up. We can eyeball it still. Just want to make sure I've got it somewhat centered there. Right about there. And the hearts go on the inside of this here. We start with the red, and we're going to put it on that first triangle right here. So we're going to go from this point right here to down here, and we're going to do the top half of that triangle that's made that way. And we just want to set it down there, and we leave it come over to the edge of the point here, and then just press it down. I'm putting my finger underneath. Do the same thing on the next one. So red, orange, yellow. So that would real red, pumpkin pie, and daffodil delight. Then I want to just lay it down and make sure that it's still lining up right. See how those are lined up right next to each other? I'm going to do the granny apple green next. And we'll lay it down, make sure that they're down there. And I don't know if you can see that they're lined up. Then we want the blueberry bushel next. And then our purple or gorgeous grape. And we're going to take that and make sure that's still lined up. Then we've got our berry burst. And our last one is blackberry bliss. Very nice. So you see how the card doesn't want to stay closed? So we're going to put a belly band on here. So I cut a piece of that two-tone pink, and we've got it at 2 inches by 12 inches. And 2 inches is 5.1 centimeters, and this is 30.5 centimeters long. And we're going to just fold it, and it should be like 3 inches and 3 inches. So let me do this. It should be about the 3-inch mark right here, and then the 3-inch mark on this side. So when I fold it, you'll notice that it's not going to come together in the back because it's a 12-inch sheet, and that's the max size of our paper. So what I did is I'm going to modify this. I'm going to bring the fold part in the front. I'm going to bring a piece of Scotch tape in there. We'll put it right here. Just enough to hold it in place. And I want to leave some gap in there because we want to be able to slide it on and off. So we're right about there is going to work fine. Okay, and then we'll just slide this off again so we won't be working right on the mat. And we'll bring this mat in here because I don't want to get it on there either. So we want to bring this in down here. Now, if I bring it all the way down, I see those corners up there. So we're going to trim those corners off. A little bit of tweaking there to make this work. Then we want to just put some glue on the edges here. And we'll put it right down there. And we don't want it to be glued on the back. So hopefully I didn't put any glue underneath there. That's why we wanted this in here. I wanted to have that inside here, not underneath it. And I need to clip this off. I didn't quite get it off enough. So there's our belly band. Let's bring our card back in here. Then to put it on, I bend it just a little bit. You see that? I got it bent. Then I can slide this on. And there's our card. We are done. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. Don't you think those hearts look great in the stadium fold? Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanssimplepapercrafts.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back January 18th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing another card from the new mini catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.